Hello, and welcome to the CatCast. With you, as always, is your host, Cat Kinnison, and Kitty over there, to bring you another informational podcast. We're doing a second podcast today. We had, an interesting one earlier, but it was more news-oriented and not a fun one. It was just more informational type, which are good. I'm very good at doing those, but I want to be able to do fun ones as well, and I want to have other things besides just things that aren't always as fun. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we've got things we want to talk about today. We're just going to start talking about them because me building up to it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know if we're actually making any sense. So let's just start with, I'm going to do a rundown on these topics that we're going to go through today and what we're going to talk about. So, debate versus depart. Is it worthy of the debate, or should you just depart? Is our first. Then we have expressive cat. That's when I'm flamboyant and more exciting, the way I like to really be, but I have to tone myself down for my presentation here. But some people are like, no, you should be your more flamboyant self. Not flamboyant like gay, but just more, exuberant cat. But I can do exuberant cat on a lower level, but still have some fire behind it, because that can be interesting as well. So I'm play around with that a little bit. Fun versus news is where we first were talking about. That's in my list as well. And, we can have fun podcasts and we can have informative news podcasts. They can be one and the same, one together. One is a fun one is more newsworthy. They can also have fun in the news part. We want to keep it not too preachy, but more interactive fun, like I know I can do. I've been doing a lot of just monologues, and I'm like, I need more expression in my delivery and in my catcast, basically, in my presentation. I can do that, and I can still stay calm too, but I can be more passionate, more, energetic, how to put it. Also, topic change. I've got this little light here that will flash, and when I push that a second time, different colors, It's hard to see the colors unless I tilt it, so it's not actually at the light. Let's see whether we can really see it. Kind of see it there, the different colors. Anyways, when we do a topic change, I'm going to flash this light. That way you can skip ahead and you can see the light flashing, and we're changing topics. Isn't that a great idea? Yeah! Came up with that just today. Then we'll set it back down. No big deal, right? Okay. Then also, I thought we would do cat fact at the end of the show. Always do like a sign off, like a cat fact. You know how Bob Barker used to always say, remember to have your pets spayed and neutered to help control the pet population. Well, we could add a sign off, but instead of always saying the exact same thing, just bring up a different fact about a cat at the end of the show. I think that'd be interesting. Cat, did you look up one? No, I did not look up a fact. I'm just talking about it now. Might need one for the end of the show. Anyways, just something else I thought we'd bring in there. Cat, you're really talking fast tonight. I know. I seen the president last night. He was talking so fast I thought I'll talk like him too. No. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just kidding. Hey, we're going to get a lot of things to talk. At least he didn't have it recorded, and then they speed it up like they do in the commercials, real fast. All they have to tell you all that stuff like at the end, blah, 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 and they speed it up really fast. They already say it fast, and then they speed it up really fast, and you're like, oh my God, can you stop doing that on the commercials? Who said they had to make a rule that now they have to tell you all that stuff? So now, because of the commercial, you're paying for the second, they speed it up really fast. That's really annoying. Can we stop that? Man, I tell you, that's annoying, right? Okay, we're off on the tangents. How we doing? Okay, we're 5 minutes in. That's good. Cat, are you excited tonight? No. I'm trying to be more persona non grata, more cha-cha-cha, I don't know. Got the cat here, though. Cat's cool with it, right? Cat's been cool the whole time. So we'll know if I get too excitable, because the cat will make its head move without me doing anything. So that's kind of the cat measuring device, Works pretty well, actually. So, anyways, let's go back to debate versus depart. So, why we're bringing this up is earlier today, we had our thing that we talked about on about the CB app, and it was handled somewhat. And anyways, another person on another channel wanted us to come down there and have a conversation, which we did. And they proceeded to kind of berate us for the way we run our channel. But it's okay. I like to have the debate and the discussion. And I stayed around and listened to what they had to say, and said what I thought I had to say back in defense of my decisions and how I operate. But I feel very secure in the decisions I make as being in the best interest of the overall people on the channel. I don't look at it as being special treatment when I'm looking at how it's going to affect the group as a whole. And some people just don't understand some of the nuance that I actually have to put into my decision-making process. By no means is a situation always black or white. There are shades of gray, and I have talked about that before. And anyone that would treat a situation the exact same way based on different factors is not always the best person to make decisions then. And the reason I say that is because when you're dealing with a lot of different personalities, one thing doesn't work for everybody. And even though that might be thought to be the fairest way to go about things, if that was actually the case, then the person that this person was sticking up for would have been gone a long time ago. So we take things like that into account. And to say that we don't is a little insulting. I've been working on the app now for over 3.5 years. It's not like it's my first rodeo. And then to have someone that hasn't even been on the app for a year telling you you're doing everything wrong is a little bit, I don't know, not where I would go with it. Because it's like I'm not telling that person how to do something they've been doing for a long time. Now, by no means do I ever say I'm perfect at my decision-making process and how I operate. But I think everybody knows I'm not out to hurt anybody, and I'm usually out to help people the way I operate. And I will constantly operate that way because in my mind, that is what Jesus would do. Everybody is different, and to reach somebody, you can't do it a cookie-cutter way. Everybody you reach differently. And anybody that has had to do anything based on working with different personalities will instantly agree with what I said there. Because it's just the truth. If you got different personalities, you take that into account when you're moderating a situation. And even though you do that, you will have issues where the moderation still fails, even though you try very hard to get out in front of it. But that doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong, or that you're singling people out or giving special treatment. If anything, we had given special treatment beyond for a certain person. So I expected to get some slack or leeway back from that individual, and that is kind of what it comes down to. When you're working with a friend and you understand that friend is between a rock and a hard place, you have to take that into account, because this friend is friends with both people, and he's trying to make this all kosher, at least civil, in public. It's a way to get around everything just being a fight. But this particular other person just that runs this other channel just thinks, well, you can just do everything the same way and no rules, all hold bar. Well, then it's not going to be the safe place that we are trying to create. We want everyone to be a part of it. But if they can't abide by what we're asking them to abide by and everybody else to abide by, at some point, what are you to do? And this person really doesn't have an answer for that. They just expect you to, I don't know what if you ask them to give you a solution, they would not have a solution to give you. I'd say, how would you handle this? And any solution they would give you would be a smart alecky solution. That's really not a solution. So how do you deal with a situation like that? I always say, I don't know. I have to handle each one as they come to me. It's the only way I can really handle a situation. And I've only been running this channel for coming up on a year. Now, I had another channel before, but I never put the kind of effort into it that I put into this channel. So, I mean, I have devoted my off time to running this channel. It takes a lot of my time. I'm not complaining. It helps me, but it is a endeavor that I have been working on now for almost a year, and people should give me a little bit of credit, or at least some time to prove what I'm doing. I would kind of relate it to Trump. He's had almost a year, but stuff takes time for that stuff to actually show you what's happening. And this is the same thing with what we have tried to create. And it takes time, and it evolves into what we want it to be, because at first it was very strict, too strict. And we let it evolve to be much more of a friendly place where you're not walking on eggshells or glass, or type of thing. And I don't want it to turn into that either. But you have to set parameters, and you can't push people's buttons on purpose. It's just not productive to what we're trying to achieve. So I debated, and when I could hear that I had made my point and they had made theirs, then you depart. Because at a certain point you're not going to agree. But I did decide I was going to talk about it here on the podcast at that point. Because I'm like, well, I'm going to still talk about it. Because, like I said, the other person had their point of view. I think their point of view is not a constructive way to monitor something. You have the same rules for everybody, but you don't always handle everything the exact same way. Same rules, but different ways to execute a compromise, depending on the situation. And I don't have an issue with that, because we're all individuals, and that's why a solution needs to be individually tailored to that person's personality for it to be effective. You can't just use one for all, because it won't work. You'll have a failure rate that'll be much higher than your success rate, because everyone's different. So I stand behind that. All right. I think we're doing our little thing now to do the channel change. I gotta flash this little light so you guys all know. Oh, I want it on flashing light, not just solid light, so you can see the different colors. Lighten up to let you know we're doing a topic change. This won't work though for audio, of course, but this is only a way you can do it for video. But it's a pretty cool idea, right? A little flashing light, color light. All right. So our next topic is Expressive Cat. So when I do my cast, sometimes I get into my rhythm of my speaking, and I forget to still be expressive in my dialogue. I don't want to turn into a robot and just talk like a robot machine. And now I start doing an accent. I don't know why I do that. Anyways, I need to remember to be expressive, fun, and I don't know what the word is. Not so reserved, I guess. On one of my podcasts, I was a little Alex Jones-like, but I can't fake that. It just has to be real. That's the thing, too. I got a little loud there. Did you see her? She moved her head just a touch. I was getting a little loud, so you got to watch it. Or maybe she was just rolling around for a better shot. I don't know. Got a big old yawn right there. Am I boring you, kitty? Am I boring the kitty? She's looking up at me like, kinda. I'm trying to sleep, Dad, and you're talking a little bit loud over there. She loves being up here, though. She loves being up here. When I pick her up and put her up here now, if she's laying on her bed and I pick her up here, I know she'll just sit there. I know she will. Yeah, she'll be like, I'll sit here while you do your podcast. And I like having her there in the background. That adds to the expression of the cat as well, And I think that's part of the show. I think a lot of you come and watch for the cat, Usually she's just sitting here, but it's nice to have her there, You can watch her. I see lots of times in the back of my podcast, they'll go out on the door, they'll move back here. You'll see them back in front of the fireplace or whatever, I see them on the wheel back there. So I think that adds to this show. But my expressionism definitely adds, and I need to not be, what are you going to do now? Stay back on your table now. She's like, I'm going to walk around and smack things with my big tail. Yeah, there she go. Laying back down. She's a good girl. Anyways, we want to keep the the expression going. And I'm trying to add more to the show in a excitable way. So I'm not so like a robot monotone person just speaking in his mic. But I can get that way because, I'm very passionate about my things. When I get into talking about something, I will start just going at it in my speech. And I need to remember to still give breaks and pauses and fluctuate my speed and my tone and keep it so it's not just robot talk, because I can do robot talk quite well. It doesn't sound like a robot, but it comes out like a robot, You're talking fast again, Cat, very fast. You need to slow it down a little bit. Okay, apologies. Let's do fun versus news. Fun versus news is also a topic changer. Fun versus news. Here's the thing. There's only so much fun stuff I can talk about unless people write into me and tell me stuff they want me to talk about. So a lot of times the news is real easy for me to talk about. I can check it out. I can see what's going on with it. And I can easily reciprocate the information I take in and project it back out. But some of my listeners do not like politics and the news. And so I've been told this. And so I'm trying to find a way to maybe do other things besides just the news and politics, because that's what I'm really good at. But if people can, one person suggested that I talk about 3D printing molds for weapons. I was like, well, I don't really know anything about 3D printing molds or weapons, so it would be something I'm coming into very raw at, and I don't want to come off like an idiot not knowing what the heck I'm talking about either, or have to spend a ton of time researching something that is really not my area of expertise. So I worry about that as well. My area of expertise is generally news, human resources, dealing with people, and then cats, space, politics. That's my main jam, because I'm taking that in all the time. I'm watching space shows. I watch the news. I know how to deal with all the dealings of people's different personalities just because of my CB app that I'm trying to run. And I am no means an expert at it. I am just working to become better at understanding how to mediate and work with people. But I've learned there is no one size fits all easy way to do it. It's different people. It takes different techniques, and I think that's not a crazy concept. So for one of my friends that ran the other channel to think that this was a crazy concept, I'm like, it's really not that crazy. So, but again, these are people that have very thick skin, and they don't get as hurt as easy. So that person again doesn't have the understanding of someone that their feelings are closer to the surface of their skin, and they can get more upset easier. And this person would be like, well, don't worry about that person. Well, then where is that person supposed to go? Now, I will, at a certain point, we did have a user that was so freaking sensitive that we said, forget that. When they started complaining about us using the word balls and wanted us to say testicles, I was like, no, I don't like saying testicles. I would rather say balls. How is balls offensive? So at that point, I said, no. You're asking us to really accommodate our behavior now. For you, for one person, I can't do that. Like I said, I have an issue with that. I can understand not saying the F word, not saying GD word. I'm all for not saying those words. But when somebody says don't say balls, they want you to say testicles. I'm like, no, I'm like, come on. I can't deal with someone that's going to be that. I don't like the word testicle. I would much rather say balls, But my feelings don't matter now. Now we have to go by this other person. I'm like, whoa. I mean, that's just, where do my feelings come in then? I can understand a lot of things, but I could not understand that one. Okay. Topic change. Well, I don't really have topic change. Topic change was just showing you off this light flash. That's all really to be said is, but we are going to do it again, I guess. This shows you that the topic is changing, and that's how you know that when you're skipping forward to stop. The topic change light. You guys like it or not? The topic change light. And then we need a cat fact for today. A cat fact. Give me a cat fact.
Cats share almost 96% of their DNA with tigers, explaining similar behaviors. Adult cats meow mainly to humans, using purrs and body language for communication with other cats. Also, a cat's nose print is unique, just like a human's fingerprint.
That was pretty interesting, huh? How fast can a cheetah run? 50 to 80 miles per hour. Yeah. Can it hit 100? No, it cannot hit 100. No, I didn't think it could. The top fastest animals. Okay, we got to go land, air, sea. A peregrine falcon. It can dive at over 240 miles per hour, followed by golden eagle, galfalcon, white-throated needletail, and then the cheetah is the fastest land animal, and the Mexican free-tailed bat. Okay. Yep. All right, so we'll be doing cat facts, I think, to wrap our show up. That will add a little distinctiveness to the cat cast as well, I think. What do you guys think? Think that's kind of a cool thing? Cat fact at the end of cat cast? Cat fact. Stay tuned at the end of cat cast for your cat fact of the day. What do you think? I like it. Sounds good, doesn't it? Cat fact at the end of cat cast. Shabba cha. It's good. All right. We like it. We like it. Katie's already fallen back asleep here. She's like, you're boring me. You're boring me, Dad. I'm going back to Betty Bye right here. You're boring me. She loves sitting here though and letting me pet her. She does love to sit and get petted and enjoy the cat doing the cat cast. All right. So adding in all kinds of new stuff now. We've got our debate. We've got our expressive cat. We got our fun verse news. We got our topic change light. We got our cat fact that we're going to be doing. You guys are going to be writing in more. I need fan participation. Subscribers, please give me topics. Give me anything to talk about. I need something. Whatever you want. Whatever you want to talk about. Whatever you think we might be able to discuss. What you thought about CatCast. I need comments to help fuel this baby. And then we won't have any issues because the one that we did with Robbie, I got to give you props, Robbie. It had 222 freaking views. It's out of, people love that one. And so that's the kind of stuff I want to do. Something that really gets people's interest, is exciting, it's fun, it's entertaining, and you want to watch it again. That fuels Cat. I mean, I was on fire on that podcast. I was just lit up with energy, I got a lot of energy anyways, but I was really feeling it that time. I really liked that, and I think we can do that more. I think I've got a lot of great subscribers now. We've hit over 50. So proud that all of you are here. Thank you so much for enjoying the Cat Cast and becoming a part of it, checking it out. It means a lot to me. I really enjoy expressing myself here to all of you, and it's interesting that so many people are interested in what I have to talk about, and I try to make it fun, try to make it interesting. I try to be a different uniqueness of every day, something that you never know what you're going to get with me. That's what I like to have. I'm going to be Republican, but you don't know what we're going to talk about, how Cat's going to be, how's he going to be. I'm usually energized. I'm usually energized. I'm usually fast talking. Usually got a lot to say. I'm usually trying to cram it all into my little bit of time. We're almost out of time. We're down to a couple minutes. I got to take breaths. I'm doing better at not smacking. I've been working on that. Been working on my voice not getting too dry. Working on my breathing and not using my nasal breathing so much. Trying to work on that. I've been just really working on the podcast all around, all aspects of it. I pretty much cut out music and stuff even for the audio one. I'm like, let's just go into the talking. And I think it's still working. The mic seems to be picking me up real good. Sound levels are good. Not a lot of background hiss. That's all good. I added, we added the tree back there for some festive look to the show. I think that adds to the show. Anything visual we can add is always exciting. And, we'll just keep doing what the fans like. We don't want to be stale. We want to have a progression with our show. Always keep it fresh and on the cutting edge for sure. We will not get comfortable in how we deliver the show. We will always be thinking of ways to improve it, make it better, more entertaining, more, I don't know how else we can make it better than that, but we'll find ways, I'm telling you. We'll do what we can do, because that's what the cat wants to do, We got to do what the cat wants. Oh, we don't like talking about cat in third person, do we? Okay, this has been the Catcast. You've been watching, you've been here with Cat Kennison. Come back again. We'll see you tomorrow. It's been great. And I have my customary sign off that I'm going to be doing from now on. It's pretty much locked in. Bye now.